Manager.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, before you get started, a couple kudos to Public Works. I know I give them trouble all the time, but I went out to the tire event on Saturday afternoon, and I think he's probably got all the stats on the number of vehicles that came in and out, but it was a steady stream. The pile is huge. I know Tony flew a little drone over the top of it to get some pictures of it, but it is immense. And I'm very pleased with the amount of tires we got that aren't going to end up in the environment somewhere. So tell everybody in Public Works that was involved in that, great job.
Our guy said that it's the biggest pile they've ever seen on this event. We don't have the numbers yet or anything. I think, Tony, so we're trying to put something together on the 8th about it, if we get all the numbers together. We've got the numbers of the vehicles, which I haven't put in front of you today, but we don't have the numbers of the tires, but it's huge. And Tony did great on the drone, so we'll make a little presentation when it's ready.
Very good. And the other thing is I got a letter, I think several of us got a letter from the mayor of Clearwater congratulating Public Works on rapid response and the Sheriff's Department on working 71st Street and 135th.
Yes.
And clearing the sight lines and stepping up patrols out there from the Sheriff's Department. So anyway, a couple kudos to both Public Works and the Sheriff's Department this morning. So that's all. I just wanted to start with that.
Very good. All right, we'll be back May 8th with the tire roundup. Synopsis, we'll do that in a BOCC meeting. We have no meeting next week, so there is no agenda review. We have one item today. And let me just kind of give a preface of how this started. A year or so ago, the Sheriff's Office, in their struggle to keep detention deputy positions filled, had become dissatisfied with HRE Partners and how that hiring system was working, and was actually going to explore for their own hiring process that they could do within their department. And we sat down 6-8 months ago in the basement here and met with all stakeholders, all hiring components of the county, and decided that HRE Partners had seen its day, and that we were going to look for a new way to recruit and advertise and market this organization and interlink with the national job searches that go on out there so that we could be a player in the hiring field. And Mike Elpers and Wes and then when Sheena came on board have done the yeoman's work on this, and we're rolling out a new piece of product called SuccessFactors, which dovetails in with the rest of our SAP family. And Sheena's here this morning. We're about ready to roll it out, so she's here this morning to kind of talk us through and give you a demo of that, what it's going to look like for people outside looking to come to work for Sedgwick County, and all of the advantages this system gives us versus what HRE Partners used to. So with that, Sheena.
Okay.
Morning, Shannon.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing us some time to talk about SuccessFactors this morning. I would like to say that there's been a lot of work that has gone on with this project, and I want to thank our project sponsor, Mike Elpers, who will be up here a little bit later walking you through the backside of it, but also our project leads, which is Gina Gillespie and Adele Dunn. They have done a tremendous amount of work putting this together for us and training hundreds of county employees before we go live on Monday the 29th at noon. So again, just a little background on why we wanted the change was that divisions and departments were having a hard time with the way the HRE was set up, filling those hard-to-fill positions, and turnover. The application process on HRE Partners was quite cumbersome. There was a lot of cutting and pasting, and it was not user-friendly for applicants to use on their tablets or mobile devices. And really, HRE Partners had served a good purpose, but it's about 19 years old, and it's just not able to move with the times. And so again, a big reason why we wanted to change. Partners were notified about 8 months ago that HRE Partners would be ending in February of 2020. We have about 140 of those partners, and again, they've had ample time to find new onboarding and application systems during this time.
And when she talks about partners, we're talking about other government partners around the state that the county stood up HRE Partners. Wes, correct me if I misstate here. The county stood up HRE Partners almost 20 years ago and allowed small cities and counties to also advertise their job on that site. So now that we are mothballing HRE Partners, the partners Sheena's talking about is all the other government entities in case you get a call from them. So.
And again, that was a service offered to them free of charge. So it was a disappointment, I think, when they heard HRE Partners was going end of life, but understanding it had served its purpose. SuccessFactors recruiting and onboarding solution will provide an updated site to replace, again, HRE Partners. The great news about SuccessFactors is that now when we post jobs on our new career site, which we will show you, they will link in with some of the bigger career sites such as Indeed and LinkedIn. So immediately when we post a job, it's going to those larger sites for a great advertisement for us. As I mentioned before, it's user-friendly, so now applicants will be able to apply from their phone or tablets, and they will be able to upload their resumes and cover letters as well, whereas they could not do that on HRE Partners. Another piece to this, it will have some functionality to attract and engage and communicate with applicants. When a department posts a job on SuccessFactors now, we'll be immediately notified by email that someone is applying for our jobs, and we'll have the abilities, for example, to text those candidates back and forth and let them know where they're at in the pipeline for review. So again, very exciting stuff for us, things that we didn't have access to on HRE Partners. On the in-house side for departments, we will see a seamless integration into our SAP system once everything is in place. And we're also moving to where our onboarding paperwork will be electronic, and employees will be able to electronically sign all the documents they need prior to their first day of hire. So we're very excited about that seamless integration. I'm going to turn this over to Mike Elpers, and he's going to give an overview of our current landscape and how SuccessFactors is working with our SAP system.
Good morning. As Tom mentioned, this new SuccessFactors application is an SAP application, and it fits really well into our landscape and what we plan to do with our landscape. This picture, some of you have seen before. I've gotten a lot of mileage out of this slide, but represents a very simplified visualization of our SAP systems. Those around the edges used for procurement, creating shopping carts, or budget development, or reporting and analytics, data warehouse, this type of thing. But that one in the center, that big one in the center, is our transactional system. We refer to it as ECC, which is responsible for all the processes for both the finance and the HR operations of the county. So anytime money comes in or money goes out, it flows through ECC. Anytime a personnel record or benefits management or W-2s, any type of that, payroll is all done within ECC. SAP announced that this system is going end of life, or what they call end of mainstream maintenance, in December of 2025. So while that seems a long ways out, we started planning a couple of years ago, because making that transition from ECC into whatever we go to next has to be obviously very well thought out, very well planned. Financial has to be in place for it, and this type of thing. So we decided to stay with SAP, mainly for cost, but also for functionality. And SAP's new release of ECC takes those two functionalities and splits them. In other words, they have one solution for finance and a separate solution for HR and payroll. So this is what the future landscape will look like. That ECC box, as I said, gets split into two systems, in this case, two cloud systems. The finance goes into one called SAP Business by Design, and then which is planning to go live in 2022, January of 2022. And the HR and payroll functionality goes into a solution called SuccessFactors, SAP SuccessFactors. That one goes live in January of 2021, so we plan to implement that next year. So when we were approached and started wanting to look at something to replace HRE Partners, a recruiting and onboarding solution, we said, well, we're already going towards that SuccessFactors solution. Let's see what it offers. And this is kind of a blow up of that SuccessFactors Human Capital Management Suite, or that HR system. It's actually about 10 different modules. 2 of those are the recruiting and onboarding modules that we're implementing now. that go live next week. The other two that we plan to implement, again, next year are that core HR and payroll. That will replace the functionality of our current ECC system, the HR functionality of our current ECC system. So that's kind of how this recruiting and onboarding solution fits into ERP and the county's long-term plan for dealing with our enterprise systems.
Yeah, when you talk about cloud, we're not storing this information here
Correct.
locally?
Correct.
And we're going to be able to secure all this stuff out in the cloud?
Yes, I can assure you that that was like the first topic that comes up. Sedgwick County has been very much been in the past an on-premise type of organization with servers in our data centers, applications managed locally, and this type of thing. So there have been some exceptions to that, but this is a big step for us. And the IT security aspect of that came up right away when we started looking at this. It's been vetted by the county's IT security group, as well as, there's mounds of documentation out there about the SAP's data centers, how they are secured, what kind of compliance levels they meet, to make sure that we're within our realm.
And our finance is going to be out there in the cloud?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was very scared too. What does something like this cost? Is it a monthly subscription that we pay, or do we pay?
It's an
outright?
annual subscription for the cloud systems. It's an annual subscription. It's offset a little bit because there's no capital outlay for it. There's no expenditure for hardware. We're looking to replace servers next year that are about $30,000 a pop. So that goes a long ways. Plus some of the arrangements that we make with consulting firms that help us do the implementation. When we implement the core HR and payroll, in fact, the consulting firm that we're using has waived the implementation fee. So it's actually about a 10-year payoff that will be out in front of. We'll spend a little more each year, but we will not spend the full amount that we would until we reach about 10 years.
So what's the amount?
For which? For the recruiting and onboarding?
Yeah. Do you have to pay like per module that you buy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the initial cost?
So recruiting and onboarding is $126,000 a year, $126,000 a year. And that's not only for the subscription, that's also for the arrangement that we have with our third party. They call it managed services. They kind of manage that application for us as well.
So each module will then make that 126 go up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But there are things, managing that application takes a lot of man time, right? Whenever we're talking, yeah. And things like backups and redundancy, that all comes into play when you start putting numbers to it.
Commissioners, we'll talk more about this too through the budget cycle, and we can delve into some of those details in the financial forecast. Mike has some great information that he's prepared for the ERP steering team that breaks out current costs versus what we will take on over the whole life of this. And so I think maybe that would be something we can kind of present to you or walk the hall. You can ask us any questions as you want, and we will find out the answers if we don't know.
We're also scheduled to walk the halls with all of you right after this meeting. That's one of the things that I'll be going over is the costs of the separate.
Actually, the biggest cost I'm worried about is security.
We got that covered.
We can't afford another $500-some thousand loss because we've lost security someplace.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Good morning, commissioners. I'm here to talk about the marketing component of SuccessFactors. We launched teaser ads earlier this month. They were posted on social media, the county's website. I should point out the great work that Emily and Tony have been doing. The ads are designed to feature jobs across the organization, as well as a diversity of employees. They show our employees in different ways and in their work settings. Okay. You can see here we're showing a corrections officer. Again, this is the initial phase of the campaign, and it is ongoing. In addition to the digital ads, we've recently printed some postcards, and you have example of those postcards at the table. Sorry about that. Here's an example of a post-launch ad. We'll continue to reach out to divisions and departments, and we are encouraging supervisors to contact us. In fact, last week, Tony and Emily went out to the zoo and got a great zoo shot. We will share news about the platform across our internal communications and also a countywide email. Let me get this right here. Here's the zoo shot right there. Oops. Okay. Also, post-launch, we plan to issue a news release. And if there's available funding, we will do traditional advertising, billboards, printed ads, and other advertising. Thank you, Sheena.
And before I show you our new career site, I wanted to show you our new E-Line banner that will be coming out Monday at noon after our go live. And when an employee logs on to E-Line, this new section right here called Human Resources SuccessFactors will be available for all employees to see. On the left here, it says recruiting and onboarding, and that will be for departments when they go to post a job and work a candidate through the employment pipeline. But you'll see on the right here, it says internal job vacancies, and that will make it easier for our current employees to go on and view any job opportunities that are throughout the county that they may be interested in. So again, it's very easy for employees to use and access that information. This is what our new career site will look like as part of SuccessFactors. Again, if you go to this site, right now it'll tell you that it's under construction and it's coming soon. But when a candidate is out looking for a job, this is the new site that they will be directed to. Candidates would be able to sign up if there's a job that they're interested in to become notified if something is available. All they have to do is enter their email address, create a quick profile, and they will get that notification. Just so you can see this, again, this is mobile friendly, tablet friendly. We have some highlights on here about careers at Sedgwick County, information. We have a featured job section, and we feel like all jobs would fit somewhere within these categories where if a candidate was looking for a job, they could simply click on one of those categories and it would take them to one of those featured positions, such as a corrections officer or a building inspector, things of that nature. And again, just some more pictures of our employees at work. We have some added benefits on here as to why work here. Some great information for people looking at our organization. And again, if they're curious about the benefits that we offer, they're more than welcome to click on and learn all of that information. This is I will say this is the test site that we have been using, so these are not active jobs, but this is what we've been using for the past few weeks. Again, you can see someone can go in and simply click on a job, and it tells them all about it. Simple enough that they have a profile. They just click Apply Now. And again, they are notified where they're at within the pipeline. If it's under review or if they're moving through, they can see their job offer and everything like that. So again, this is just what our new career site will look like when HRE partners, actually we go live on Monday the 29th at noon, and they will be redirected to this site after that. Does anyone have any questions?
Very good. Questions?
I have a question. You said traditional advertising. are we looking into any sort of Facebook marketing or anything like that? I mean, we might be able to get more bang for our buck if we look at that medium.
Yes, we will consider that as well. You're talking about buying Facebook ads, posts. Yeah, yep, we'll do that as well. I think have we done that yet, Emily? Not yet, but we'll consider that after post launch.
You might just try it. I mean, you can see how many people view it, how many clicks you get. It's real time info. You know,
Right.
It might be better than spending $3,000 on a billboard.
Exactly. That's a platform we've used before, so we'll explore that. Yeah.
Other questions? Just a comment. Our future workforce is in school right now. Recently, the state of Kansas asked me to serve on this Career and Tech Ed Advisory Council. And I attended a meeting last week. The way that Kansas is set up to grow our future workforce is that they have what they call career pathways. Those career pathways feed right into a lot of the different jobs that we have here in Sedgwick County. We may need to get a little bit more involved in some of those pathways to make sure that we're growing the people that we need to serve our community, for ourselves and for businesses, for economic development. For example, I didn't know that there was a career pathway for GIS and cartography. No one in USD 259 or anywhere in Sedgwick County could I tell taught that career pathway, but it's something that we use here very frequently, having a GIS and cartography organization that serves almost every department we have here. And so I don't know if we need to get more involved in how that these pathways and what goes into them so that they're meeting our needs, and whether or not that we need to find out if we've got a pathway that's not being served, if we need to work with them for getting something for law enforcement to get more people to go into the sheriff's department, for example, or any other hard to fill positions that we have. Do we have a pathway that we're growing people to go into those pathways? One of the things they pointed out during the meeting is a large number, the majority of jobs in the future do not require a 4-year college degree. And so are we growing the people that don't require those college degrees to fill the jobs that we need here in the future? So it was an interesting discussion that I had. Got a lot of things that are kind of marinating in my mind yet, but I'll probably need to talk to folks and find out what we need here for us and what we need for development, economic development in the region. I know there's an organization here, part of GWP, called the Business Education Alliance, and they're doing some of that, and they're working between businesses and the school districts, but maybe we need to get our HR folks to start taking a look at what we need to do to be involved in that a little more detail. So it was an interesting discussion that I was sat through last week, so I thought I'd bring it up.
We'd love to be a part of that.
Good. Any other questions on HR?
That's all we had.
Commissioners, do you have anything? Nothing? Quiet bunch today. Any of the staff this morning? Nothing? Our electeds? Nothing? Did we ever get a signed copy of that bill?
Not yet.
Not yet.
There's a very strong possibility there will be a ceremonial signing here, and I think that's good.
Oh, that'd be nice. Very good. Let us know. All right. Any other staff in the room? Okay. Anything else, Mr. Manager?
That's it, sir.
All right. Thank you all. Have a good day.
We could have her sign that real life legislation.